Hello again, welcome Paramay Trades. This is Paramay's Trade Journal. Going to take a look at the Euro FX, some price action, some pivots, and some commercial interest to see what is going on with the Euro FX. So we just finished up our Friday roundup, and let's sort by symbol here so we can just grab the Euro FX real quick. 6E, there it is. We've got to watch this. Commercial interest setting a bearish tone, but quite possibly being on the wrong side of the trade this week, mostly because of the dollar index. But do they know something that we don't? That's the part we've got to figure out. So comms don't always get it right, and this is one of the cases where they just don't get it right. So we watched the soybean meal chart, Swiss franc, Canadian dollar. Actually, Canadian dollar was pretty bullish. They were pretty bullish on the Canadian dollar, but from what I can tell, yeah. I mean, they were pretty bullish anyway on the Canadian dollar. And that's another video that we're going to do, but we're just going to pay attention to the Euro FX right now because of exactly what happened on the Euro FX. So just looking at our daily chart here, and let's clear this out for the sake of argument. We did just take a look at this, but comms really just not on the same page as what was happening here, and this turned around quite handsomely. WPR oversold, which is something that we like to pay attention to when we're in this range, for a hike or for some price action movement. Same thing conversely when WPR is in the overbought territory, we want to be hip to that as well. So commercial interest is our leading indicator to find out which direction this is going. So let's just pull this off. Let's take a look at what we were looking at this week for price action. Comms definitely would have had us look in the other direction, but what did we find to be helpful in identifying that this could possibly swing and turn the other way? Let's just annihilate this stuff. You know what? Let's just clear this chart out and just do it all over again. So, and then hopefully we come up with the same result. So we didn't have a channel to work with off the bat, but let's just put this here now to see where it is. And this was a great middle channel turn. So following this channel up, but what do we have first that would have given us some kind of indication that this was going to be our swing low? So we've got this higher low setup here with a lower low and a higher low on each side, and this is our nice swing turn. What I like to see with this is, some kind of technical test that would let us know that this is not going to go lower. And what we had was a low that we never penetrated, we never swung. They failed to push it lower. We found some support here in this area, and now we're buyers. So we clear out this swing high pivot, and I believe, did we get a double top action here? We did. So we double topped here. A lot of liquidity hanging out at the top of this range. So we range low, we range high. We take out this low. Liquidity's taken, right, on this pivot. We break back up into the range. We close back inside the range, and we target the high. Target the high of the range. So there's your high, high of the range from the swing low. A little bit of fighting going on around this area. good market memory, a significant amount of touches into this area. We try to break out. We do take out these highs, these swing high pivots here. Liquidity's taken. Break back down into the range, and did we break that back down into about 50% of the range? Yeah, I mean, that looked good, right? This looks like a good area. Like this wants to turn around. It doesn't retrace more than 50%, and then away we go. But our clutch indicator here was this swing pivot and not pushing low. So maybe you're a buyer in this area. When we come back down and test some of these, some of these areas, can we say for sure where? I think we don't push lower here. And I think what we get is a nice case of like a bullish W pattern that I really like, that I find really well on the lower time frames. And that's what we could have had a case for that, right? A nice bullish W going on here and a break. I had a nice break and we found support right along that EMA. That was a pretty good indicator when we busted out of here. I do like that bullish W look. And we got it quite consistently, and this is what kept us in this trade. This is what kept us in this trade. So get that nice look. Come down, bulls, fending this off, and we get that's a great, powerful candle happening right there on the lower time frame. So we got this look quite consistently. That if we didn't get into the trade, we definitely had ample opportunity with these nice bullish W's working for us here, and a break of it, and we find support again, and come back down and retest real quickly. A nice strong bullish candle here. Whenever we had a nice sell-off, we got this look that kept us in the trade quite consistently. And then we know what kind of happened with the dollar index here. Whoops. We just keep getting these looks of kind of like accumulation and turn. So now we're trading a much higher in the channel here. So this is so here's your 0 point, or your 1, your standard deviation of just about 1 from the channel, and I put about 25% on each side because these just look like areas where you don't want to be a buyer too much when it's ripping that hard. We got the same look here, that nice W pattern working for us in a break. And we had also gotten a nice swing pivot here, so we had higher low, lower low, and it didn't look like much, but that was enough. That was enough for bulls to change direction. Now, this doesn't always work out this way, but there was about 4 or 5 bullish cases here where we could have been buyers and gotten into this trade if we didn't get in back here. And what's been working out really well on a bullish chart for me is these bullish W's that form, because the anticipation is that this is a short-term or intermediate low. So we get a little bit of selling off, and then we get this nice pivot working out for us here. So the anticipation is that we move down, a little bit of bearish control or bearish dominance in the chart, and we get a higher low and a lower low, And sometimes it comes down and we get that nice higher low for a confirmation, or we blast through, that downtrend, and away we go. So the bullish W has been really helpful in identifying a nice bullish chart. So where to now? Where's where's the euro going? I'll tell you right now. I don't know that I'm a buyer up here. I'll probably look for a breakdown and a little bit of a retrace. But where can we retrace to? Well, where can we get a really good, buying opportunity? I think I want to see some selling off again here, and then, another case where we get a nice bullish setup that we'll be able to make this run. We do have to watch the dollar index and watch what's going on with the dollar index. Let's see if we can just put it on this chart and then get you guys out of here, get me out of here, and on to the next chart. Comparison. And I think we are DXY, right? Dollar index. We've got that nice just inverse correlation going. So if the dollar index decides that it's going to correct even more than it is right now, we can expect some more upside to the euro dollar here. It's blazing already, so I'm naturally optimistic or pessimistic and cautious with it being up, with it making this kind of run with no correction in sight. But this is a bullish chart. So this finished the day, it closed near the high. So that makes me a little bit cautious, I believe, when we get a close. I mean, we'll have to see where the next candle opens, but could this just keep going? It's quite possible. We have to watch the dollar and what is going on in the market these days. The fear of the pandemic, the considerable amount of negative outlook with what's going on with this virus in the news is just absolutely driving these charts. Do we care? Fundamentals are not my strong point. I really don't like watching the news nearly as much. I just can't. It's just like nails on a chalkboard to me, and I can't stand it. I do it to just try to keep apprised to what's going on, but the chart is really kind of giving us all kinds of telltale signs that there's bullish opportunity throughout this chart to get in on this trade. We had that setup going on down here with this short-term or long-term low look going on the chart, and we had it right here, and we had ample opportunity to get in on this bid. If you're a breakout buyer and you see in this bullish W go to work and we get a nice powerful candle, you get in on this trade. You set your stop below the lows here and you just kind of hope and pray. Set your trailing stop at a nice area. And looking back is, hindsight is 2020, but so looking forward, can we get another bullish setup going on here? I'm not ready to short, I'll tell you that. This was an area to watch to see if, it was going to get up over this. It was a nice bullish W, nice build up, nice accumulation, and a break. A lot happened with the dollar too, so I just kind of drove this thing up in parabolic fashion. Am I a buyer up here? I don't think so. I don't know. I would like to see some kind of retrace, maybe a step into some support, and then maybe we get a nice bullish look here. You get some, some build up going on, and then a break if we're going to stay in this area and push higher. We knew with the amount of bullishness that was happening on this chart and how consistently they were driving this up, that there was just bulls were in control and they were going to take this high out. So I mean, I set my profit targets up near to sweep this high, to take this high out, and it exceeded expectations here. So I did not chase it further up, and I should have, you could have let it run a little bit. There was just no real indication that this was. I mean, look how parabolic this is, and it could continue up, but I don't know that I'm chasing up here. We'll have to see how it reacts and wait for a good setup, but I don't know if I want to chase up in the the top part of this range or the top part of this channel without finding a much better setup. So that's what I got to say about the Euro FX. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we kept this nice and short and sweet today so that we can get through a lot more of these charts this weekend. So 16 minutes running, not good enough. We need to get this down to about 7 or 10. But this, here's the analysis. Here's the Euro FX. If chart is up, it's bullish, even though comms aren't. I don't really know if they know something that we don't, but I think that they were on the wrong side of the trade this week. So we'll see what happens in the coming week. See what's cooking in the news. I don't think anything's going to change from last week. I really don't. Dow Jones looking good. Dollar's looking bad. Gold is kind of rebounding a little bit. We'll take it all into consideration. We'll take all this so-called fundamentals into consideration. But the chart is bullish. So until proven otherwise, I think you find some dips. And what could make a case maybe is for a potential top is got a lower high here, got a higher high, and could we get something like this and we get a nice topping pattern that looks like a little bit like a head and shoulders? I don't know. You're gonna have to watch this week and find out what happens. But until that happens, until we get some kind of breakdown, this is a bullish chart. So I wouldn't go being all bearish on this chart just yet until we see something or until it tells us, this, we want to break this. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Discord is posted in the description here. Go ahead, download the app if you want. It's the easiest way to keep apprised of what's going on in the community. All of these charts I typically post in our Discord channel, and you're more than welcome to them. We've got a lot of different permission space that are set up on our chat community. All of these are visible to every user who joins. If you want to stick around, send a direct message. Talk Trade is open for anybody who wants to stop in and just talk about trade. But if you want to keep apprised to just what's happening in this trade journal, then stop in. We post our video studies here. It's kind of accumulation of everything that's going on. All right. I hope you find yourself on the profitable side of the trade here, and we'll see you again on the next video. Thanks.